Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Gates Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson, and with me is my special guest, as always, my brother from another mother, Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go. How's it going, brother? How's it going?
Pretty good. I'm glad to be back. I know we got some stuff to talk about today.
Oh, yeah. We have to catch up, man. We need to talk about a lot of things, man. And especially now that I'm back from my honeymoon. So I'm trying to catch up everything. And as soon as I come back, it's like I'm being bombarded with information overall.
But I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed your trip, man. You know, and congrats, on getting married and everything.
Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. It was a good trip, by the way. Like me and my wife, if we did anything, the most activity we've done was sleeping. We just napped every day. We visited to the Chichen Itza ruins in Mexico, which is like the closest thing that we have to pyramids overall by the Mayans. Yeah. It was very good. It was really, really good. But the drive, I mean, to get there, it was like, oh my God, that was probably the worst experience. Just to get there, between the ferry and the drive, it was just bad overall. It was long and hard, and it paused. Nani? And the ferry itself got me and my wife seasick because it was just choppy overall. It was just like going bam, 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 like that. And it was a 45-minute on the boat itself, and I feel the stomach going up and down, and then I saw everybody. You know what's messed up? That's of these Mexican tour people that work in the ferry. They mentioned about getting seasick, but they said it in Spanish and on a boat full of Americans.
Hold up! Wait a minute! Something ain't right.
So everybody's looking at each other. It's like, what? What did she say? And I had to be the translator for everyone. It's like, oh, she said that this part you get seasick and expect getting nausea. So if you don't want to get seasick or nauseous, go all the way to the back of the boat. And that's when, why didn't they say that? And everybody got up and went to the back. And then I seen all these workers, I see them with paper towels and little doggy bags. I'm like, oh, these motherfuckers, they couldn't let us know ahead of time that this was a thing. Like they were ready for it. And I became a victim, man. I became a victim because as soon as I heard one going blah, it became a domino effect to everybody else in the ferry. Nope. That was horrible. Worst thing was the ferry and the drive to the pyramids. Best thing was me and my wife enjoying each other's companies and just...
Do you think the drive and the ferry is worth seeing the pyramids?
No, absolutely not. No. I would have... Where we docked in Cozumel. It's a small island in Mexico. I would have just stayed in the island and do whatever activities the island have. Like I remember the island offer like ATVs and Jeep riding and snorkeling and jet skis and all other bunch of other shit, man. I would have spent my money on that rather than the pyramids. Don't get me wrong. Going to the pyramids is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You don't know when is the next time you will see it. Now you're telling me, is it worth going? It's worth going if you're doing a Mexican trip. If you're going on from the cruise and you want to explore there, just be warned. It's a 7 to 9 hour expedition. Nani? That's a lot. Just
round trip or one way?
No, round trip. Round
trip 7 hours. Okay.
Yeah, like it's all together 7 to 9 hours altogether if you count them all. It's like 45, 2.5, staying there and then come back 2.5. 45. I mean, we only been there for at best an hour and a half at best. While seeing it is amazing, I would not come back again. Not because I didn't like it. I loved it. And it was a great experience. And we took a bunch of videos and pictures and we learned a lot about it. It's just to get there was just like, nah, that's too much. Like between the ferry and the drive, it was too much. I will settle for the drive. I will not settle for the ferry. So if anybody wants to go to see the Chichen Itza ruins, I suggest to do it as a trip, as a Mexico trip or something. Not for a boat, because that's just my personal experience. Although any other they can go say, oh no, I can do it. That's not bad. It's like, all right, you're being warned. That's all I'm gonna say. You're being warned. So yeah, no, it was wonderful. It was a great honeymoon. Can't complain. I love my wife. Shout out to you, baby. She's seen this now every day, every week. So I have to say nothing but good things about her. But yeah, honeymoon was great. I don't know what else I could talk about other than it was great. How was your week since we last talked? I know we were planning to do something before I left to my honeymoon, but we couldn't make it. How was the regional? Because you went to the Hollywood YuGiOh Regional.
Yeah,
Tell me all about it. What happened? Because you said you quit halfway. I'm like, he's not a quitter. Why would you do this?
So I get there.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I went to the Hollywood Regional, I got a game 1 loss because I didn't fill out my deck list in time.
Really?
I showed up I showed up 15 minutes earlier than the time before the last time.
Oh.
Still wasn't enough time. So I already started with the game 1 loss.
Damn.
But that's my fault. Now it's like, okay, I'm gonna show up the night before and and fill it out or something. Or I'm just gonna buy a printer. Just YOLO. I'm just gonna buy a printer, and
I'm surprised you don't have a printer.
I after college, in college my apartment had one.
Mm-hmm.
The apartment complex. I never had to actually get a printer. Now that I think about it, but so I started off with game 1 loss. Then there was like this weird thing that happened. It didn't involve me, but I'll just mention it that there were people in line waiting to pay.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, like right now it's like cut off. You get a game 1 loss. Then one of the judges came and it was like, okay, the people in line waiting to pay, like you're not getting a game 1 loss. And then the judge that was like in the line watching people like, okay, that sounds good. So then the people start to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And the cashier's like, okay, that's a game 1 loss. And then they're like, that's not what the 2 judges told us.
Yeah, exactly.
Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, they get one guy involved and he tells them like, yeah, like these 2 judges said, that I was in line waiting to pay, so it doesn't count. And I think the head judge just said like, no, like we already said like that time was the cutoff. So like I didn't mention anything about if you're in line, you can pay, blah, blah, blah.
Nani?
So like a bunch of people, not a bunch, I'll say maybe like 5 people I saw in line that were waiting to pay still got a game 1 loss, even though like your deck list was filled and everything.
Yeah.
They just told them like, nope, like once it hit, I think it was like 9:45. It was like, that's it. Like it hit 9:55. It's like, okay, that's 9:55. It's cut off regardless if you're in line or not. So there's some discrepancy already with like the judge is not able to like agree, or they didn't know like what the rules were. I don't know. I would have honored the rules because I know sometimes they just do repairings like for random stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would have been that much of a hassle. Well, they didn't have the pairings out yet when like these people were like arguing with the judges about not getting the loss. So I just don't know like why that happened. But yeah, so game 1 I got a loss. Game 2 I find Vanadium.
Hey.
And yeah, I think that's like one of my worst matchups.
Like really, Vanadium?
If I don't get Droll or Shifter, like
Yeah.
I can't. They just have too much gas now. They just like keep comboing off. Or if I can like stop, if I can zone lock them, the diagonals, then it can't go into cross sheep. Or if they go into cross sheep, it's useless. So yeah, so this is where like I kind of got annoyed was I'm playing with the guy, and this is I guess game 3, and so I summon Rice Heart, right?
Yeah.
And activate effect. You have to banish the Kashira, and then they banish the top 3. So like I pay the cost and he imperms me, right? And I'm like, okay. And then I set 1, which was D barrier. And then pass turn, and he does like his combos. He's gonna synchro, so I go D barrier synchro. Then he goes into the the links and the synchro, not synchro, the
link
Astro Loud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so he goes into the link, Astro Loud. Does damage because all I had was Rice Heart. if I normal summon Rice Heart, I didn't have any.
Yeah, that had to be bad.
So yeah. So then he does damage. He passes turn, and I shuffle my deck and I give it to him to cut. And then he's like, "Oh, why'd you shuffle?" And then I was like, "Because I went through my deck." And he's like, "No, you didn't." And then I'm looking, and I'm like, and he's like, "Yeah, a Rice Heart's not a." He's like, "A Rice Heart is not a searcher." And I was like, I hesitate for a second. I'm like, "Wait, is he right?" And as I'm thinking, he like called a judge to come and was like, hey, like he shuffled his deck without going through it, which is an illegal thing to do.
Uh-huh.
So like the judge was like, okay, I'm gonna get the head judge to see like what like the DQ or whatever, like what infraction it is. And as they're going to get, they got Justin. I don't know if you know Justin.
Yeah, I know Justin.
He's the head judge. Yeah, I'm like, bro, I pay the cost of a Rise Heart. So I did go through my deck.
I had to go through my deck.
It wasn't on the field anymore, so that's why I was like a bit confused. But I was like, I know I don't shuffle my deck unless I go through it. Like I put my deck sideways.
Yeah.
If I went through it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like in every other player. I do the same thing. I put my deck sideways to know myself. I'm gonna search, and I've already searched or I'm about to search. And if I'm gonna do the draws, then I know that my deck is sideways. Okay, I have to shuffle and make the people cut, and then I can do the draw. And if I'm gonna search, then I'll do the search again and put it sideways afterwards. And once I'm done, then I put it back how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So the judge comes back with Justin, and now the guy starts changing it from he shuffled his deck illegally to, oh, well, he waited until his draw to shuffle the deck, and that's not right, is it? So he changed, so he's trying to rule shark,
Oh.
And Justin, first of all, I was already like, this guy's trying to rule shark me because he didn't even wait for us to verify the game state before he called a judge to see if I shuffled or not. He just immediately shotgun for the judge. So then now when Justin came, he changed the story from I legally shuffled to I waited to shuffle.
Yeah.
And then Justin was like, he just looked at me. He's like, did you draw yet? I'm like, no, I'm waiting for him to cut so I can draw. And then Justin's like, okay. He's like, good catch. He's like, good job. And then he just walked away with the other judge. Because I'm in the right.
Serious?
Oh my God.
I was like,
bro.
And then I look at him. I'm like, I'm like, you need to cut my deck. He's like, just go. And I was like, okay, draw.
Emotional damage.
And I ended up still losing to him because again, I couldn't get a cash name, so I couldn't do anything. Deep Barrier was good, but I have to have a follow up or something.
Yeah, if you don't have any follow up, then it's just stalling for time.
Yeah, it's stalling for time. I couldn't do anything, and I was a bit annoyed too because when we started the game, you know how I have like a custom mat of Watchmen. Yeah. So I was like, he saw that and he's talking to me about Watchmen. He's like, oh my God, I love Watchmen, blah, blah, blah. So I thought he was cool and friendly, but after he rule sharked me, I was like, nah, bro.
Oh, fuck him.
I was like, I could have been petty and be like, see, bro, you didn't have to rule shark to win. He still won it, But I was just like, okay, good luck. Game 3 was actually fun. It was against Time Thief. This guy had a pure Time Thief deck.
Time Thief?
Yeah, with Redoer and all that stuff. I think
I didn't know Time Thief was a thing.
No, well, he was just there. Well, don't forget this format is very diverse. So you can just catch someone off guard. If you don't have an out for Time Thief, then that's it. Redoer is always going to take the top of your deck and. Oh, what happens if you take a combo piece? Just like Rise Heart, right? If banish your top 3 and I get your combo pieces, you don't have a combo to go through. So it's kind of the same principle. Every standby, they're just taking stuff out from my deck, so I can't combo. It was very back and forth, but I'll say Anti-Zeus, the Typhon.
Yeah.
He puts in a lot of work, bro.
Yeah.
Because just getting that pop is crazy. And it's I think game 3, I fought Chris, not the Chris from Mad Cards, it's different because you might know him. I'm not gonna say his full name. I don't want to put his stuff out there. But he was playing this crazy pendulum deck, and he just had so many negates, bro. Tell me how I had Change of Heart negated, Tactics negated, Thrust negated, all before I could go Dark Hole to blow up his board. But then all I had was nothing. Because I just named 4 cards I went through to try to even clear his board. So, and don't forget, he had cards in hand, so he just oh no, Dark Hole just blows up your monsters, not the scales.
Yeah, no.
So the next term he's Pendulum Summon everything back, and I was like, oh no. God.
You should have Dark Hole first. Oh no.
No. I'm saying once I cleared his board, I just didn't have anything to do.
You didn't have any one combo starters?
I had Gen and Ken, but that was nothing, right? And so I did some damage. I passed turn,
Yeah.
And then he's just like pendulum summon. Because I don't have back row removal game one or round one.
Yeah.
That's all my side deck. So round one, he just had the 2 pendulum scale sets. So he got to play again. He's like, okay, just summon everything back. And I was like, GG. But it was like a crazy strategy. I haven't seen it before. So I was actually like very engaged seeing like what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He had like odd eyes in it. He had like an odd eyes that negates. It's a fusion. It was really interesting.
That odd eyes fusion is very tedious. Nobody pays attention to that odd eyes, but once it's on the field, it does something. Like people don't read you cards, so it's like that's why they put it out. And you're like, one measly fusion, I can take care of that. Nope.
Yeah.
Unless you got super poly.
And he also had it. Yeah, he had it with the Draco Slayer stuff.
Ooh.
So that was his like he had like some pendulums and Draco Slayer pendulums, and I was like, I couldn't beat it.
Oh, so he had a full pendulum deck, like a full pendulum deck.
Yeah.
That's
and then game 2, I sided in D barrier again because you can call pendulum, and I never drew it, and that's including. So I had 2 thrusts, 2 D barriers, and then trap trick. So that's 5 opportunities to get D barrier, and I couldn't.
Oh man.
So he just like. But he's a funny interaction though. So I go game 1 and I set like an imperm in the pendulum scale of mine.
Right.
So when he goes, I just like negate one of his monsters. So now that pendulum is like useless. So like he was struggling to like do stuff, but I just didn't open good enough. I think I opened like 2 imperms, to be honest.
Jeez,
and I just forgot the rest of what I opened. But I was like, yeah. And then after that, I was with Alex. Shout out to Alex. And we were like, yo, you should get lunch. I was like, I already lost 2. There were like not a lot of people because typically it's 8 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it was only 7.
Really?
It felt kind of dead. I don't know if it's like the format that like, yeah, I guess pro players don't like diverse formats or whatever. Because I saw Adam, right?
Yeah, I know Adam.
Yeah, Adam showed up and he's like, oh, I'm just here to buy cards. I'm not even here to partake. And I was like, why not? He's like, nah, this format just ain't it. And I was like, okay.
It goes back to that conversation that you and me had on the first episode. Like, it goes back to that bullcrap about competitive players that they don't like diverse formats. They like tier 0 formats because it's easier for them to autopilot certain decks and don't have to worry about what to side. Like tier 0 formats, you know that the majority of your sides or your hand trots or whatever you got in your main is to counteract whatever the tier 0 deck is that you're competing against, because that's the one that you're gonna see the most. Versus some diverse format, your side deck and your hand trots all depends on what type of format, and because you can have a tier 1 deck facing off round 1, and then at round 8 you'll have like a tier 3 deck. Like you just don't know.
Yeah,
you don't know, and they and I guess that's their biggest complaint about it is like oh, I got too many cards for me to side. I need to have triple frost mandatory.
Yeah,
so that way I can have one of these cards. So that way I know what to get out of it. I'm like, bro, but I mean it. Like I find it healthy when the format is diverse. That's the most healthy.
I agree.
Maybe for people, maybe a little bit boring. And maybe they're right. But tell you what, it's much more healthy than having an eternal format like that's the only 4 decks that you can have, or the tier 0 format, which is tier elements and there are a bunch of other variants out of it. And whatever variant it is, that's the best one. And that's the only one you could get. Like nobody can compete tier unless you're playing tier.
Yeah.
Like that's not healthy at all, because that's what drive a lot of people to quit Yu-Gi-Oh to begin with. A lot of people were quitting Yu-Gi-Oh because of how shitty the format is, because it's only tier and that's it. Tier is always going to be winning. Tiers is going to be on the top. Tiers is going to be the number 1. And it's the easiest one for everybody to pilot, and you just do the combos and that's it. Memorize the combos. I don't know. It's just
which some people still can't do.
To this day, people still can't do how to do a tier combat. Even having the Horus engine on top of the tier, people still don't know how to do tier combos. I don't know.
I will say something
I feel
interesting.
like it's healthy right now. Fuck everybody who else that says,
Yeah.
no, you're wrong.
I agree. But something Adam did say interesting was that, well, first of all, Adam, he never played tier. He always played branded. Even during tier format, he always
that's
played
true.
branded. He's so good.
Oh,
yeah. So I won't even say like, he's like typical pro, that just does tier 0. He was always playing branded. But something he said was he has so many decks to pick from. And it's also like a bit hard to commit because he has full Mandadium. He has this crazy Phantom Knight Horus like engine. So stuff he's cooked up and just other meta decks. And then I can see that, it's hard to like commit to one deck because there's so many good decks this format.
I think that's exactly what was my problem in the past couple of the half of the year. I think that was my problem ever since Cyberzone Access and Wild Survivors. Like I wanted to play full Manadium. I wanted to play, but the deck at the time when it came out, it was weak. It was very susceptible. I see a lot of pro players playing it, and I don't know how they managed to go pass through because the deck itself is good, but it's weak. Like it only takes them one stop and that's it. Like you're done. Like past turn. And I remember that reminded me of Sword Soul. Like Sword Soul, I love playing Sword Soul, but the problem with Sword Soul is like again, it's a deck that's easy to stop. Like negate Moye, like normal summon Moye effect, negate Moye. That's it. Then it's like you stop the combo.
They negate any of the token summoners.
Yeah, exactly. Basically,
and then Ash emergence.
Yeah,
that's it. Impermanent Ash kills Sword Soul.
Basically. So that was like one of my issues. And then when I started playing Vanquish, like I fell in love playing Vanquish because it wasn't a combo deck. It was definitely a control mid-range deck. I loved the way it was playing. I was having a lot more success. And I went to already 2 regionals with Vanquish, and it got to the point I can agree at it. It got to the point that I was like, I can't wait for the new Vanquish Soul support, but it's like it's not gonna do much. The deck, like the deck is not gonna go tier 1 and right away. Like no, it's still gonna be where it is, tier 2 at best, tier 1.5 if anything, because this deck is very, very good, very consistent, but it still loses to a lot of things. Like, I mean, all you gotta do is stop raising and from combo, and that's it. Like, it's very easy as well. That's why, like, at that point, I was like, man, I want to play Centurion. Centurion looks so fun, but it's like we're months away. All right, let me play other decks that I got. Oh, I got Unchained that I didn't bought. I just happened to have the bulk out of it, and I'd say, fuck it, let's just play Unchained. Let's just be a meta. And Unchained was fun. I said, damn it. I should have played this in the last region. I should have played Unchained because this is actually pretty fun. I wish I knew more about this. And then I switched to last month. I played Manadium, which is like pretty fun because now it's much more consistent. And yesterday at the locals, I almost went undefeated. If it wasn't for a loss by I think it was Dale, his name, the Photon player. Shout out to him. I lost to him.
Photon.
Yeah, bro. Like it.
Who is this guy? I've never.
The Photon Galaxy Photon player. 2 reasons why I lost. One, I didn't have any outs to his big guy, to the Galaxy Eyes, because he's unaffected.
The 3000?
The 4000 one.
Oh,
the Etsy one. The new Etsy one that was in Photon Hypernova. That guy, I didn't have any outs to it, and I bricked. Game 1 and game 3, I bricked. So it's like, well, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. I like, he had it. He had the game. He had the game. Like that. I don't know what else like I could say about it. Like, and I was just not prepared by that because, again, it's one of those rogue decks that, how do you go about it? You've never faced them. So it's like, But I almost went undefeated. It wasn't for that one loss. I almost went undefeated because I won every single game. And I faced Matt. And shout out to Matt. Matt had branded Chimera, and I always lose to his branded Chimera. And he had game overall, but I somehow managed. It was like the heart of the cards were in my side at that time. I beat Matt going second, 2 games in a row, going second. I beat him.
Yeah.
I was like, well, the heart of the cards. The heart of the cards is what is on my side, I guess. I had him. And I had to play him conservatively because I know his Chimera cards is just like, all you got to do is send them to the graveyard and their effects go off. I was like, nah. Nah. I need to establish a 7 interaction board for me to play. And that's what I did. I somehow managed to establish a second interaction board, and I forgot like SP Little Knights effect to like when it's being used by a link summon by any card from the extra deck, it could use its effect, but you can't attack directly. And I forgot about that mid combo, and I said to myself, fuck. All right, I don't have any fit to OTK because I can't attack directly, but I can control the game state. Like, this is my board.
Control game, yeah.
And that's what I did. I managed to pull out the Baron, the Spader, SP Little, and the Omniligate with Forbidden Droplet. And there was, I believe there was another card that was like an interruption on my board that he couldn't just like, he just couldn't.
Yeah.
He just basically couldn't play at all. That alone, Meridian was fun. So now I'm just waiting for Centurion that's coming up this week. I'm not gonna get it on day one. I'm not gonna get it day one.
I've been practicing Centurion. I'm not getting it.
Yeah, why?
I'm not gonna invest the money in it.
So tell me why is that? Because I know you and me were back and forth with Centurion, but now you decided to back down. Why is that?
I think Fire Kings is gonna be lit. No pun intended. I mean, I don't know if you keep up with the OCG, but Fire Kings is a crazy strategy.
Yeah, so far I'm looking at it. Yeah,
they XE summon on your opponent's turn, and they destroy all the monsters on the field. And then since stuff got destroyed, you can bring back some of the monsters that have like a monster negate. So it's like, oh, you're by synchro summon, you have a tuner and something. I'm gonna XE summon and destroy those 2 monsters, and then now bring out like 1 or 2 negate monsters. And it'll do better once we get Bonfire. Oh yeah,
as
well.
Yeah.
Bonfire
is gonna work for everybody, including for Centurion, because Bonfire allows me to search the other starter combo. I think like Centurion, I'm not gonna get it the week off release. I'm gonna wait until it cools down because I'm not gonna make the same mistake that I did with Vanquish. Well, then Vanquish, I traded cards to get bosses, and I got most of the core set, so I didn't spend that much money out of it. But still, like even getting some of the core sets alone, it was a lot of money. And look how much it is right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just
like
gonna
400.
Yeah, I can still play Vanadium. That's fine. I'm just gonna wait like a week or two. Once I see the prices that are like around the $12, $20 range, that's when I'll invest on it. I'll invest on it and I'll play it by next month, I guess, when I come back to Yu-Gi-Ohs and shit. Yeah. Because next couple of weeks I'm busy, but I know next month for sure I'm coming back. So it gives me time. By the way, it gives me time. It gives me time. Yeah. So it's like, doesn't mean that I have to get them right now. I have to right now. Like, no. I can wait. I can wait. Like probably the next regional from Prodigy Games, I'll probably play Centurion. If I'll have it by then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I'm hoping there's like a YCS, and I hope all the pros say it's trash, because if the pros say it, then
you're up to something. You're up to something.
Yeah.
If the pro says that it's trash, then thank God. Yes, all the value will drop hard like it was no tomorrow. Oh my God. I hope that happens. But we'll see. I see some players that they're actually interested in more than Mementos. We'll see. I mean, Mementos is also a dope archetype to get, and I know you could get Memento for dirt cheap after its release, because it doesn't look like it's very competitive, but it looks like a fun deck to play.
Let me ask you something as a Vanquish full player. Do you ever go into Zeus?
Hardly. Actually, very little I go to Zeus. And if I do go to Zeus, it's because I'm in a game state that I need to get rid of cards right away. Because usually you just rely on Baguska for it. You just rely on Baguska to clean up the work and just stall for game until you got your your combos until you control the board itself. But Zeus, like you have to be very desperate at the time for you to have a Zeus out there. And it's, and if it's not Zeus, then you just use a Etziton Knight. Like it's the pseudo Zeus in a sense.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
So, yeah, no, Zeus is very rare. But we have it just in case. Obviously, like game 1, if you have prosperity, just get rid of the Zeus. Like it's not gonna do anything. But I'm pretty sure people will now have Typhoon into Vanquish Soul because Typhoon can actually stall the game a lot more than Bakuska. And it's easy to summon it as well. So it's like you normal summon Raisin effect, no negate, imperm, or Ash, whatever. Damn, I don't know what to do now. I guess link off to Vanquisher effect to special, another Mad Love. That goes through. Okay, then overlay to Typhoon and just stall for game at that point.
I asked because I fought Vanquish Soul a lot, like the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And something I see is people go into Zeus and they let me summon and then they let me go into Typhoon.
Nani?
What?
Like, I'll tell you, like, one game state was, they had Fenrir, right? Because Fenrir's Earth.
Yeah.
So they like, I've been banishing their rocks with unicorn stuff like that, right? I had nothing in board. Or no, I had some stuff, but basically they go into Fenrir, search Rise Heart, special summon it, make it level 7. And then they went into a rank 7. They attack me and then they go for Zeus. So like my board's clear, but this person also had, there can be only one set on the board, right? And so I go and I'm like, special summon like Ogre out of all cards. I'm like, special summon Ogre. That's all I had in hand. And then I ask, just to be fair, because I technically don't even have to ask, but I could be like, do you have anything on summon? Because now they can activate Zeus. And they were like, no. And I was like, you're trying to keep that Tikaboo live.
Yeah.
And so I was like, anti-Zeus. And then they're like, oh. I was like, oh. I was like, pop. And no. Actually, wait. I couldn't pop it because I had race off the planet.
Oh, got it.
So I gained 100, but we're different attributes. So I gained 200. So I was still able to like beat over his Zeus.
Hey, yo!
And honestly, I told him, like, if you just, not even me, someone was spectating. And it was funny enough, it was a different Vanquish Soul player. I was spectating our duel. And he was like, bro, you're supposed to just shut on like Zeus. Like, I don't know why. Like if you bring out Zeus, that means you're saying Zeus is more important than there can be only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the fact that the person like hesitated to pick which one they wanted, let me like go for game. Cause I was like, you really don't have anything else in hand. And they kept Tikaboo in, and I was like, it doesn't really hurt Kashtira.
Not at all, because every Kashtira monster is a different type, right?
No, they're all they're all psychic except Rise Heart
and Scareclaw, and right?
No, they're all psychic.
Scareclaw Kashtira is psychic?
Yeah.
I thought
because they get assimilated by that's the lore, is that they become assimilated.
Oh, yeah.
The only one that's like untouched is Rise Heart. That's the lore. Yeah, he's the only warrior.
And still you can just like go.
Yeah, because they used, again, same person. You see who against me, different game. And I was like, special summon Unicorn. And then they're like, okay, I'm like, search what's it called? Oh, Birth. Search Birth. And I'm like, normal summon Ash. And they're like, bruh. I go into Baron, activate Birth. Because now I'm like, psychic zombie, right? Because Ash is zombie.
Yeah.
Go into warrior. So I'm still like legal. Activate Birth. Bring out back the unicorn because it's a psychic. So I'll have like a warrior and a psychic. And so I was like, there's ways for my deck, or maybe some people can't think of it, but I was like, nah, I'm playing around this bullshit. Like,
that's hilarious.
And it's funny because I go like activate Baron to pop, and then he starts putting the Tikaboo away. I'm like, no, keep that right there, bro. I'm like, keep the Tikaboo there. Pop your monster because I'm going for game. I literally told him, like, that doesn't scare me. I was like, Tikaboo doesn't scare me. I'm like, I'm going for game.
That's hilarious.
And then the same thing happened right after I had a second Vanquish Soul game. And the same thing happened. They just let me go into anti-Zeus. And I was like, okay. And then the guy, like, after like I won, he was like, bro, I literally told the other guy the shotgun to Zeus when you summoned. I don't even know why I didn't take my own advice.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
There you go, bro. Like, cost you the game.
I mean, are there good players? Were they good players? Were them playing around?
They're okay. I don't want to put their names out there.
No,
okay.
you don't have to put their names, but I need to know like the level of them piloting the Vanquish Soul, because as a Vanquish Soul player that I've been playing it for the entirety of the summer and all the way until September, I will never, if I was in that game state, I will always want to clear my board and reestablish it. If I got cards to reestablish, I will want to clear the board, most important, and then reestablish my board once again, so I have total control of it. I don't think I can't remember out of all the times if I was ever put in that situation, whether I have Zeus and Tikaboo on the field, but I'm pretty sure that I would just like shotgun the Zeus out of it. But that's been said.
Especially now with anti-Zeus.
Yeah, exactly. It's now with anti-Zeus, it's like, bro, there's a card that can literally is stop your Zeus, then bounce it back to your extra deck. Or is it, or the...
Yeah.
Oh, it bounces back.
No, it's a bounce back. Yes.
It's still, it's like, now it's worse. And I will say this, like, I never go for a Zeus. Zeus was always like my last shot opportunity if I have nothing else. I will always go first. If it's for Etsy's, I will always go first for Bakuska, because Bakuska is still a hell of a card. Just leave Bakuska for two turns at best. At best, try to leave it for 2 turns. If you draw something, you won't have anything, and you want to control the game state, sure. But if you have something, just leave it for 1 turn. When it comes your turn, then go full combo and then chill. But Bakuska was always like my go-to. And Etsutan is another one. I hardly got to play Etsutan, but there were times that I had to use it. And yeah, like Zeus for me was always the last straw, because I had links and Netseas that I can go into. And then when I added the Revolution package, like I already have Crystal Wing out or Baron out. So it was like, or Kyuubi, Shenshen. So it's like, I got my board established. Yeah, Zeus is always, I always put Zeus as my last resort. Never as like my go-to for anything. Just go Bakuska and that's it.
And to get to Zeus, unless you're playing Centurion, you're basically going to summon 2 Xyz monsters.
Yeah.
So that makes anti-Zeus live, right? Because you have to go into the first Xyz that's going to do the damage, and then you overlay Zeus, and it's like, cool, now you made it live.
I totally forgot, man. Now anti-Zeus is going to be a Finn. Yeah. And all the monsters from the Centurion cards, they're all like all the cards that you want to put out on the field, they're all over 3,000. Jeez. Gotta rethink the strategy now. Definitely gotta have droplets on the main. Gotta have to. Now that I think about it. Or just had Hot Calamity out before anything.
I mean, you could have it out before they overlay into anti-Zeus.
You can. But then you can, but then again, like it's gotta get run over by Hot Calamity or Legadia. It's just like, so you just wasted your anti-Zeus for nothing. I don't know. It's interesting how the format is right now. Like we said, it's very diverse. I don't know what would you be asking for the next ban list? What is it that you'd be asking for?
What do I want to hit? I think Droll.
Droll? Really?
Droll Lockbird. I hate that card so much.
I guess Droll.
There's only few decks that can play through it.
Few decks, and the majority of decks, they can't play through Droll. Okay.
Centurion can play through it.
Yeah, because
you only have one search.
They only have one search, and once that search is done, they can just like put everything set, and then their set effects activate, and then you just go off. What you can do if you have the Horus with you is like, draw. That's all. That's the only thing that you can do when you get the draw part. But you know, and it don't matter. I mean, with Centurion, you just have Legaria and the two set Centurion cards on the spell and trap. Next turn, just go off a Crimson Dragon and Hot Calamity. I hope they don't do that. Honestly, I hope they don't hit Hot Calamity.
I don't think they. Okay, I thought you were saying Droll. Okay, my bad.
No. Hot Calamity. I hope they don't ban draw me. I'm okay if they put it at 1. I'm okay for 1, and it's not a searcher. So it's like, all right, 1, 2. All right, sure, 2. We'll balance it out a little bit, but 2. 3, I can see it's a little bit too much consistency, and it'll be easy to drop. 2 is like, it's a 50-50 chance you'll draw it. 1 is a, how the fuck am I gonna have him on my deck? Like, if I drew it. That's it. And I think like if you limit draw to 1, nobody's ever gonna play draw ever again. There's probably gonna be that one Flandoriz or some other player that will have the draw, but I guarantee nobody's gonna play it due to the fact that it's not searchable and it's a one-off. Like, I'd rather play Call by the Grave than playing 1 draw. So I think like if they limit draw to 1, they're gonna kill draw altogether. Nobody's gonna play it because it's like whatever. Like, if I drew it, what are the chances of me drawing it? And people will just draw up the map for it, like the math. It's like, oh, only get like a 1% chance of drawing it. That's bull. Like, no, I need consistency, and I can't argue with it. If I'm looking at all the top meta decks right now, I don't think Vanadium will get touched. If they do, like, they'll be like, dude, like, really? Like, the deck itself is
they hit
weak.
Pearly.
They can hit Pearly again
after the release.
Yeah, they can hit Pearly again. They can hit Unchained. I can see Unchained getting hit. Probably limit Jama to 1 or limit the you can limit the Chevron, I believe, the fire one, because it's so damn good. Like, you can add, if it's in your hand, you got combo. If it's sent to the graveyard by any means, by detached material or deck or link or whatever, you can go off. Like, it's a very good card, and you can special summon another one later on. So I can see that card getting limit to 1, lose its consistency to Unchained. What's the other deck? Rescue Ace. Yeah, I think maybe Rescue. They're not gonna hit the Sinful or Diabella Star because they just got released. Who knows? Maybe they'll just go for broke and say, no, everybody gets to have 1 wanted. Maybe I've seen it happen before that they just release a card and all of a sudden, a few months later, they'll just hit it. I've seen it happening. It could be a thing. But on the Rescuers, I think, I don't know if there's a card that is ban worthy, but I see it limiting certain cards. Either Hydrant is limit to 1 because now you can search it off from the Diabella Star.
Yeah.
So I can see that card getting hit to 1. Maybe semi-limit some of the other cards. Because I don't know. I don't know the names of it, but I know the one that allows you to activate on your turn that can special summon from the ham or from the grave, some weird crazy shit. So you got Purely. I'm pretty sure they'll hit something on Purely. Unchained, you can limit Jama and Chevra. Rescue Ace, Hydrant is probably the one that they're gonna seek out, and because Hydrant also protects, now also a searcher, but it protects. What is it? Vanadium. I honestly do not see anything hit on Vanadium, and it's because Vanadium's consistency is good. It's gas, but for the same time that's being gas, it's easy to speed stop. Like, it only takes you to get Vanadium on 2 choke points and they're done. 1 or 2, if they don't have anything on their hands and it's a brick hand, then that's that. What's the other deck that's out there?
I would hit Meek if I had to hit Vanadium. I might hit Meek.
If anything,
I'll 2.
Yeah, 2 is fine because if anything, they'll just add Torrid. They'll add Torrid, and Torrid can be used to special summon itself or special summon a Meek. That's fine. All right, Meek 2.
Is there anything you want unbanned? Going the other way now. Unbanned
Colossus.
or unlimited?
I want Colossus out.
You wild, bro.
I want Hard Porter out. I think it deserves a chance for Orchest. I mean, What's Orcus gonna do right now? Or Horus Orcus probably? Okay, cool. That's a fun deck to play. I'm with it. If you unban Harp Horror, have Thunder Colossus out, anything out, Sprite
Maxi.
Elf. Sprite Elf.
No Maxi?
Maxi to 1, I'm fine. Yeah.
The one. Okay.
I welcome chaos. I'm okay with it. Just Maxi to 1, Colossus to 1, Harp Horror. I say 1 to be fair, but you can have it unlimited if you want. I don't think not many Orcus players will play like a full combo with Harp Horror. Maxi, I would say Maxi to 1. The 2 other Dragon Rulers, Redots and the other one, the water. They already unbanned the fire.
Yeah.
Just pull it out. Just have it. Sprite Elf to 1. Right now, Sprite is not doing anything. I don't think Sprite will do anything ridiculous. And even if you, let's just say in the perfect world that we say Elf and Colossus is out at 1, and you splash Colossus onto Sprite. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad because sometimes you need your Thunder cards for you to use Sprite Smasher or Double Cross or the other one. So it's like I said it's fine. I don't think it's gonna go burr. I mean, look how much non-engine cards you need to have to play Sprite. Like you have the Melfies and the Nimbles.
Yeah.
And if not, then you have to put it on splash it on Runix to play. And it's not doing much about it. So I'm okay with unbanning Elf and Colossus and all those other cards. Every other card that I can think of, I don't think I have anything on top of my head. But what are your thoughts? Anything ban-worthy or unban-worthy?
Unban-worthy, I want a Spiral Master Plan.
Okay.
No reason why Spiral should still be like hit like that. It's not going to do anything when it comes to this format. Elder Entity Norden.
Oh, wow. You're mad about
because Super Poly, bro.
You mad about that.
I don't know how to stop decks, bro. I'm not good. I don't know how to draw the out. So Super Poly. Oh, you have a synchro. You have 2 synchros. You have an XCs and a synchro. You have 2 XCs. See, what if they brought that against Kashtira? Oh, you have a Rice Heart and Shangri-La. Super Poly into Elder Entity Norden. A lot of formats would be fixed with Super Poly.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, the fact that Super Poly is still out there going burr, yeah.
I mean, it can take up to, I guess it can take more than 2 monsters, but typically it just takes 2 monsters. You can say like, that's the same thing as Lava Golem, you know? Oh, 2 monsters? Let me just Lava Golem 2 monsters away. That's why I run it. Honestly, and maybe the Zodiac can come back.
Trident?
I'm in the Zodiac, yeah. Because I'm like, Perlis is a better Zodiac, right? If you want to go into Giant Zeus, you will play Perly.
Yeah.
I just, like, Zodiac was strong in its format. I think now it's being power crept and no reason to keep it just banned. I don't think anyone's going to really, like, abuse it because it's like, oh, if you want a 100 material Zeus, play Perly.
Yeah, just play Perly.
Zodiac.
You'll have it.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's your end goal, Zodiac's not the best deck to go into Giant Zeus.
Yeah, you're right.
And then I guess maybe Red Reboot because Labyrinth. Just
yeah, I'm okay with Red Reboot coming back as well. It's definitely a good card, and I was okay by having it at 1. I'm okay by having it at 1. I mean, it's, you know, if you have it, you draw it. You can't search it by Frost, right? Because it's a counter trap.
Yeah, it's a counter trap.
Yeah, so it's unsearchable. Like it's a good deck. It's a good card to leave it at 1. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Anyone else?
No, nothing else I can think of that I really want. You know.
All right. So yeah, guys, that's our predictions. You know, what we talk about Yu-Gi-Oh and what we think about the ban list. You let us know in the comments down below what cards should be banned, what cards should be unbanned, and you know what you guys think about the future of the format for Yu-Gi-Oh. Since we've seen other TCG cards, games like One Piece are taking over. A lot of people are moving into One Piece. So you guys let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts about it? Moving on to the next topic, which is one that I am being waiting for weeks and weeks to talk about. And it's about GenV, the The Boys spin-off series. Holy crap. I can't believe you finally caught up and finally watched it.
Yeah.
So before I go to what I think about it, what are your thoughts overall, and what do you think about the story and where is it leading to?
I think it's doing good world building. I did like how they have like the president of VOT talking to like the school counselor. Can we do spoilers?
Yeah, absolutely. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
3,
okay.
2,
Yeah.
1.
2.
There you go.
Yeah. So when they had the again the counselor or dean of the school, whatever, it was like, oh, her family was killed in the accident with the plane.
So
it's like things are like coming connected, and I kind of do like that.
That was kind of badass, and I was like, now it all makes sense what she hates and wants to kill Soups. Because I was still confused. It's like, you're doing all these experiments to these kids. Like, what is your purpose with these experiments? Like, and then when they reveal that the virus has been created that can kill Soups, she's like, oh, now we have a chance to kill Homelander and everyone else that defies her.
Yeah. I thought based how it was going, that she was still working for VOT. And there's like a division in VOT that wanted to kill all Zoops because they realized that Homelander can't be stopped. So I thought it was maybe like a secret division, but then it turned out, no, it's just her going rogue by herself. Just, I want to kill Zoops to get, vengeance on my family.
Yeah.
My only criticism with The Boys is always they go over the top with like the shock value. That sometimes I'm just like, come on. Like it's funny, but after a while it's like, come on. Like one of the first scenes when like the girl shrinks herself and then she starts having sex with the guy.
Yeah, then you see a big
and then I'm just like, I'm like, is that necessary? Like, what did I add to the plot? Like,
I mean, have you seen the comics? Do you know anything about the comics?
The comics is worse, bro.
Oh, really?
I know the comic. Dude, they say the N-word, hard R, in the comics, bro.
Oh.
You know how Homelander is in the plane and he lasers the pilot?
Yeah.
He says effing and then the N-word.
Wow.
That comic is like supposed to be super dark and edgy. So they obviously toned it down.
Oh
by
my
doing more
God.
like
That's
sex.
what you consider toning it down? Yo.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. If you haven't read The Boys, there's like this one panel that's I have it. I'll just have like, I don't remember why it was relevant, but it looks like a planet or some asteroid thing. And it just looks like a vagina. Like it's just like a planet and there's like a giant crater in the middle that's supposed to look like a woman's part. I'm just like, why? Like
why?
Like it adds nothing to the plot. So it's like it's just funny, but after a while, it's like it's too edgy. It's just trying to be too edgy. So yeah, it's like that first scene where like again she shrinks herself and starts riding that guy's dick. I was like, this is so unnecessary. Like it's funny, but it's just unnecessary.
Yeah. There was a lot of things that are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, when she blew up that guy's penis.
Yeah, that one I was like, oh, and like that one hurt me. That one hurt me. I was like, what the fuck just happened here?
I mean, he kind of deserved it because he was gonna.
Yeah, he was gonna
do legal stuff, but it was like it was just like in your face. I was like, God damn, that was.
Yeah, there were a lot of what the fuck moments in that season overall. Like I'm still mind fucked overall how all of that end up turning. Like now it's becoming more of a. Now it's becoming like what we all fear that was gonna happen. Us against them. Soups versus humans. Like they like somehow was leading towards it, and I had that eerie feeling. It's like, man, it's gonna end up like that because especially when that kid's brother got escaped, and he was just like, wow, look at the whole world, look at this, and then when he starts to go at that one political campaign, and he sees like, yeah, go fuck humans. It's us against them. It's like, oh man, his mind just got corrupted all together. Like he's just like, nope, that's it. I'm gonna kill all humans. Holy crap. There's so many things that I just want to say. I just can't pinpoint overall on the episode. There was a lot of what the fuck, man. And there was a lot of like, I'm pretty sure like the spin-off series is such a sick thing because I'm pretty sure they fulfill a lot of fantasy fetishes for a lot of people. Like if you look at some of the like for example, would you say with the girl shrinking herself and then going holding the fin? I'm pretty sure that's a sexual fantasy for a lot of people. And then when she become a giant, I'm pretty sure that's another sexual fantasy for a lot of people. Yeah. And then the invisible guy with the goat, I was like, I don't understand this. Why? Like, why do we have that again? Like, are we making fun of his dad, the translucent, for being a horn dog all around? Like, what? There was a lot of WTF moments, man. And it's like, well, it's not a spin. It's not a The Boys series without having those what the fuck moments. That you need to have them.
No, I agree. It's part of The Boys.
Yeah, but I love all the Easter egg references that they make and how each one got tied up to the original series of The Boys, and how some of the stuff like kind of answers a few questions. Like for example, the senator, like I never knew what was her power. I thought her power was telekinesis and just like blow people's minds and whatnot. I didn't realize that she has the same power as the main protagonist. It's not telekinesis. It's blood manipulation.
Yeah,
that's a wild plot twist. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my god! Now it all made sense why everybody gets blown up. But I feel like her power is much different than the protagonist's power. Like I feel like the protagonist's power is much more deadly than hers. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen the senator in full power. All we've seen her is just blowing people's heads off because obviously she's trying to keep a low profile. We haven't seen her engage in like a combat, where maybe she can also make weapons like, the girl can. We don't know. All we know is that she can blow people's heads off and that the main character can possibly do that too. But they always did have it foreshadowed where when like someone's head was about to blow off, they would have like a nosebleed.
Right. I mean,
so at least we're consistent. Yeah.
Yeah. That it's a small little foreshadow because once you see the bleeding and all of a sudden blah, it's like right there. It happens. I like the cast itself. What do you think about the cast?
I didn't have any issue with them. I think they hit the mark trying to get like college age people. Yeah. It didn't feel like they were like older people trying to be younger. I think it was fine. I didn't have any issue with like the acting. I'm really trying to think of having criticism on that part, but not really.
Yeah, like I'm okay with the actors overall. Like the way they hit a good cast altogether for the show, and it's interesting how they implemented a lot of gender biased scenes. Like I feel like everybody's like whatever you are, that's what you are, and that's what we got. Like there's signs that you're either lesbian or no, you're back to straight, or no, you're now pan, or you're trans, or you're this and that. Is like they did a lot of that. Like it's like if it wasn't enough for us to know, it's like we're all about the alphabet order. But they executed their storylines itself. They executed like they give us a little bit of backstory to like character development on each one. They all have their own shit that they had to deal. And by the time that how they ended it, like it all came back together. I was like, that's very nice. I'm okay with this. Like they did a good overall. They did a solid A to me on this show. This show was to me a solid 8, and I don't have anything against it. I'm glad that it's like expanding the universe itself. And I mean, seeing like cast from The Boys appear in the show, like Homelander and Butch and Billy the Butcher and Billy the Butcher's CIA friend. I keep forgetting her name. The main CIA girl, the old lady.
I forgot her name too.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for them to show up, obviously the senator, but that is like wow, like they actually like bring it back home, And I'm curious as to how this is gonna go through because as we all saw in the end scene, which I don't understand how the fuck did Homelander like Homelander is literally out of control. He's definitely the definition of out of control. Nobody can stop it, and we're all fucked. We're all now gonna be submissive by him. He just comes over and just blows up. Not blows up, but stops the main protagonist. Even though it was the other girl who was killing his superiors and his people. So it's like that whole narrative is like, huh? I don't understand why we go that way. Why is and now they're all like in the. I don't understand. Do you understand that part?
You can't forget that Homelander is supposed to be like an allegory for like Christian American, right?
Yeah.
So of course he tries to kill the black girl, and he frames the So the black girl is framed. The person that can change between genders is also framed.
Yeah. And
so it's like, because if you look at it, who are the only two people that they have as heroes? It's the two white people. So you got to think about that level too, because that's what the boys is going for. You can't forget that Homelander is racist, and he is I guess you can say like anti-LGBTQ.
Yeah.
So I think like that was part of it, that he flew in and was like, let me laser the black chick.
Yeah.
Because don't forget, even throughout the series, when they're trying to pick who to be number one, they were trying, like, I think they said like, we don't want to another black person as number one or something like that,
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, yeah.
Oh, sure, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of.
You gotta remember. Like I remember, like Homelander is rot into the core.
Yeah.
He's not a good person, bro.
No, he ain't, bro. And I still can't believe like, damn, bro. I hope that in the next season they finally manage to like either weaken Homelander or kill him altogether. Because I'm just like fed up with Homelander being this son of a bitch of a person that he is. Like I really genuinely hate Homelander. Like I just don't like, he is like, and it's funny. It's funny how the boys portray the series itself as of like events that are happening right now in the state of America, which is hilarious. It's just like, oh my God, look at this, the semantics, the similarities of this, and they're portraying it. And it's like, Homelander is everything that we do not want to be known about.
One thing I was curious though is how did she survive his lasering? That's the one thing I want to know. Like, is he getting weaker? Is she stronger?
Oh, that's actually a good point. But then again, what about the other ones?
Well, we didn't see them get lasered or not. All we see is the protagonists get lasered, and then they're just like, "Wow, you're awesome for surviving that." But now, I guess it's weird because a lot of soups can die to Homelander's lasering. But don't forget, like Stormfront was the Nazi chick was unaffected by it.
Yeah.
Because they were literally having sex, and he would just like laser her boobs, and then she was not damaged. So I was like, I guess some superheroes have like invulnerability to laser or something.
I guess I'm
not too sure.
Maybe you're onto something. I don't know whether he's getting weaker, because if anything, all we've seen is him getting stronger and being out of control out of it. I haven't seen any sense of weakness coming from Homelander, but I do believe that theory that you pointed out, that maybe there's certain soups that they can withstand Homelander's lasers, or possibly that's why the senator itself wasn't afraid of Homelander's at all, because she was like, he may look very intimidated into her, but I'm pretty sure like the fact that you're talking to him and the way you're talking to him, and you're not afraid that he'll shoot you lasers, I'm pretty sure it has to do something with their powers, like something about the blood manipulation.
Yeah.
Probably it's like to withstand certain. This is me spitballing here. I will say that, let's say that Homelander's heat laser creates a certain level of temperature to your body. And what it does, it just penetrates your body and melts it so it can go through. That's why you see it like slice into people, because it's a form of energy at a rise at a certain temperature. So if you have blood manipulation and you manage to control the levels of your blood, because you can have your blood either freeze or boil. I mean, the fact that you can make your blood into weapons at all, and to make it hard into like sharp enough that can kill and cut anybody. I think it has to do something about her blood being raising to a certain temperature, so that way when the heat gets toward her, it will just create like a wall, and it's just two heat energies going back and forth.
Yeah.
Until one of them gives out.
Like an armor.
Like an armor of sorts, that's just my theory as to why. And maybe she didn't, and I'm pretty sure she didn't do it on purpose. I'm pretty sure at the heat of the moment, she just got scared, and probably her blood powers got activated and it went like automatically on the defense without her realizing it, and then just like got that shockwave that happened, you know? So, and or that's just my theory. That's just my theory. Or we can still go with dangle with yours, that certain soups are susceptible with Homelander's heat signature, that they can just handle it by their body itself, like Stormfront and I don't know who else. That's actually a very good point.
My theory for the senator was, can she like control blood and like squeeze her eyes or something? So maybe that's why she's not afraid of Homelander, because she's like, because he has a charge up time, even though it's like a couple, like 3 seconds max for him to charge up and beam you. Is that enough for her to just like have his blood like congeal on his eyes or like crush his eyes so he can't even activate that? So I want to know how she counters him.
I'm pretty I mean, like I said, she's not afraid of
speculation.
Homelander. Yeah, it's all speculation. We're just spitballing here, guessing around. She's not afraid of him. So I'm pretty sure that she's looking like in the scenes that we've seen Homelander and her together, I'm pretty sure there were times in which she felt like, oh, very scared of him and afraid of him. But I'm pretty sure it's all a persona. So he can feel like I'm the superior and whatnot. But in behind the scenes, it's like, nah, bitch, I am the superior. Like, I can blow your fucking head in any given time. I just need to use you. Yeah. I could see that. I can see that happening. Like, wow, then how do you even fight somebody like that can instantly blow up your face at any given time just by looking at you?
The senator.
Yeah, the senator. I mean, we assume that it's blood manipulation, but I feel like her powers is different from the protagonist's power.
I think that's going to be like part of it, is she's going to have to fight the protagonist. Because I think the protagonist is going to realize that it's the senator killing people and then confront her about it. And then it's going to be like, well, you can't blow my head off because I can control my own blood, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're trying to like make my head blow. I'm just going to control my own blood flow, so you can't do that.
Right. That's gonna be maybe that could be something for season 2. I'm very curious of how season 2 of GenV is gonna turn out, you know? Because now, because so far what have we heard? We just saw the new poster for The Boys, and it shows Homelander going like Jesus walk like this, and then you see Billy the Butcher like going like, I'm gonna kill this guy. And season 4 of The Boys is gonna be interesting because according to the sources and directly from the company, they say that season 4 of The Boys is gonna start off with whatever ended on the GenV series, and obviously Homelander on trial for killing that quote unquote innocent man. He didn't have to kill him. But, you know, that's where they're going to lead up. And then towards the end of the season of The Boys, it's going to lead up to GenV's second season and say that they're going to piggyback to where they left on The Boys. So it looks like it's going to be going like this, back and forth. Whatever happens here, leave it up to here. Then whatever here leads out to that season. To see however long the show will last, you know? Because right now it's a hit. It's an amazing hit. And everybody wants more of it. But how long does people want that? How long are people going to really care about the show itself? I don't know. The show, it's great. I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, to me, I find it as a solid 8, or if I put it in numbers, I put it 9 out of 10. It's actually a very near perfect show. It was actually pretty good. There was a couple of slow scenes here and there, but the show itself was pretty good. Like, I have nothing to complain, and I like it how they have those many Easter eggs and references to the original series, and how everything's getting tied up, and how they answer some of these questions, and how it laid up. It ended up with Butcher finding the Woods facility, and now he's gonna know about, holy shit, there's a virus that kills soups. I'm gonna use this virus to kill Homelander and whatever is on the way. Because last time we saw Billy is on the end of the spectrum, like he's about to die pretty soon for using that temporary V product.
Temp V.
Yeah, Temp V. So like they're already given like it's already been foreshadowed that his death is imminent. Like it's gonna come very sooner than you think. We don't know if meaning that his death will come in this season along with Homelander's death. We don't know how it's gonna play out. We'll see how it goes, you know. But any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I agree with you. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Definitely. If you haven't seen The Boys, just know there's a lot of shock value to it. So, like we said, first 5 minutes, there's a like 3-inch chick riding a dick. So I mean, get ready for wild shit.
I mean, the first 5 seconds of the show, you see the girl getting her powers and kill her parents accidentally because she was on her period. Like, how wild is that? Yeah, no, shock value is gonna be there, guys. So, if you guys ever want to know, be sure to check it out. Let me know what you guys know about the show and what do you think the future is gonna come out. Let me know in the comments down below. Let's jump into the next. I guess we can talk about this last one before we wrap this up. Call of Duty Modern Warfare free. Haven't played it, but I'm already seeing a lot of disappointments. And I'm reading a lot of people's reviews, and I'm seeing some of the YouTube commentators, especially this big YouTuber who's a gamer who literally plays campaign-driven games, so he can post it on his YouTube channel. Shiraku, I believe that's his name. Shout out to him. And he gives a no commentary walkthrough of the campaign games, and he had to comment out and say like this had to be the worst campaign ever. This has to be the worst Call of Duty game so far. Like, it felt rushed. The campaign is shorter than ever. There's no adding value. There's no character development. Like, this they could have like waited a little bit longer for this game.
I mean, like I said, I haven't played campaign in forever. If that's what people are saying, I'm just gonna take it at face value that it's true, and it makes sense though, because they're trying to make their money off of multiplayer, not off of campaign. Mm-hmm. Like we're at this point where I think back in the past you had like campaign and multiplayer be both priorities. Now I think it's multiplayer because of microtransaction takes more priority than campaign. So I think if it's like, hey, multiplayer's ready to go, we don't have campaign done, they're just gonna rush it to get it out. So I think like if they're saying like it's short and it felt uncompleted and like not enthusiastic, I can believe that. I 100% believe that.
But it's kind of crazy because I heard some of the people who've developed the game itself that it only took them, like the game itself, it only took them like less than a year to make this game. A typical Call of Duty game takes them 5 years of development, and they didn't even bother taking advantage of it. I was like, bro, what? You guys couldn't do a DLC or an expansion like Modern Warfare 2 2.5 or something? No, it has to be a solid free game. I hear a lot of complaints, and also from the Warzone people as well are hearing that like this all could be a DLC thing, an expansion.
I agree. I mean, I bought it. And I've just been playing multiplayer. Yeah, I said I bought it. I've been playing multiplayer because all my friends got it. I was like, might as well just throw some hours on it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't agree with the price tag. I think it was like $70.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because all video games are $70 now. So it's like they were treating this as a new game. But for me, it's like I'm going to be playing a lot of hours on it with my friends. So it's like an investment of, I pay $70 and get to have fun for like 2-3 months.
Right.
It's not bad. But I agree. They just have like 16 old maps from MW2, which is funny because they call it MW3, but it's just MW2 maps. The original MW2.
Yeah.
It should have been like $30, pushing it maybe 40, but 70. It's the same engine. I feel like when you just mentioned that like it only took them 1 year to make, it's because they're using the MW2 like engine. They didn't create a new engine or new graphics, engine or whatever. It's just like, here's the base game and we're just adding on top of it. And it feels that way too, because now it's like there's like a hub that you go to and then you go and launch MW3. So it wasn't even like I had to install. Yeah, it's like they're trying to copy Destiny.
Really?
A bit. Yeah. It's just like a hub. But yeah, I will say that like I did like, because I'll give them the props. I did like how anything you bought in MW2 carries over to MW3.
It does?
So it's like you don't lose out. Yeah, it does. Yeah, everything you bought, except for, I think they had some like licensing with like Hummer for like vehicle skins, and I don't think those are the only things that didn't carry over. Maybe they didn't like renew the licenses or whatever, but everything else carries over. Like I bought funny enough, they had like a the Boys crossover.
Yeah.
And I bought Starlight and Black Noir, and that carries over to the new game. Like all your guns, all your camos, like everything comes over.
Really?
So I'll give them the props on that, because it's like they could have just done like the other games to be like, nope, new game, new engine, nothing carries over. So like they brought everything over, but it's like you said, I think the price point is crazy. $70 is not worth it.
And it doesn't feel like a brand new game. It just feels more of a continuation of last year's games, like an expansion of sorts, DLC, if anything. They could have just sell it like that.
Yeah, no, they definitely should have. I mean, yeah, I don't know how much you keep up with Call of Duty, but they have like collabs like 21 Savage, Nicki Minaj is in COD.
What? What? Like
you can buy, because now they have
as a skin,
a playable character. Yeah.
What?
I said like I bought Nicki Minaj. My two characters, because there's two factions, is Starlight from The Boys and Nicki Minaj. That's the two people I play as. They had one of the first collabs they had was Messi, the soccer player.
He was in the COD games.
Yep, Messi and Neymar.
As soldiers? As like just because I have the skin of him?
Yeah, and multiplayer, yeah.
And people buy that?
I guess so, because they did Messi, then they did Neymar, so I guess Messi sold out. Or not really sold out, but you know what I mean? They sold well enough that they wanted to do other soccer players.
Bruh.
Good Lord Almighty. These microtransactions.
But that's what I'm saying. At least they let you like carry it over to the new game, quote unquote new.
To quote unquote new. Okay. I didn't know any of that. I didn't know that you can actually buy those type of skin. Like I want to play as Nicki Minaj trying to kill everybody, or Travis Scott, or Messi, or any of these characters.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, so this has become Fortnite, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they're copying Fortnite. It's a strategy. They have Spawn from the comics.
Really?
Spawn's in it. Yeah, they had him for like a Halloween like theme.
All right, I guess.
So it's becoming like Fortnite, bro.
See, that's already a red flag to me. And it's gonna kill the franchise itself, is gonna die like that. That's gonna be a red flag, because now it's indicating me that, oh, you guys are gonna be doing the same thing as what you guys did for Black Ops 4. You're just gonna build a game that's just gonna be multiplayer all around, no more campaigns or no more any extra missions or whatnot. And you're just gonna continue to piggyback to what you guys did already, or what you already have. So there's nothing new. You're just gonna continue to piggyback. Very, very dangerous, because this is how you lose franchise. This is how these franchises don't last long enough. Then it's gonna get to the point like nobody's gonna give a shit about playing Call of Duty anymore, because it's like, if it's like the same thing as PUBG or what you call it, Fortnite, then why am I playing this game? And if it's gonna continue to carry on from Modern Warfare 2 to free, why am I playing free? I could just continue playing on 2. And then what sucks is because like right now, Activision Blizzard is now owned by Microsoft. Microsoft will want to focus on COD to do that type of stuff. And then when you see it's gonna flop, because it will flop, because it happened with Black Ops 4. When it sees it flops, then Microsoft is just gonna blame Activision for like, oh, this and that. But it's like, this is kind of what you guys wanted it to begin with. You guys wanted to ride that battle royale train. This is what you get. I don't like the future of it. I really don't. It's looking very glim, and if anything, it'll shift people to go back to playing Battlefield. If DICE does his thing right, people will go back again to play Battlefield. If they do things right, if they piggyback right now and say like they see the momentum, how Call of Duty is losing its momentum, this is the perfect time for Battlefield to like come out and say like, all right, we're here. Don't worry. You don't have to do battle royale like these guys are. No, you can enjoy your campaign and play extra missions and play the online multiplayer. Yeah, man. The other day I saw like, that it was like the 12-year anniversary or the 22-year. I forgot. It was the 12 something like it was something around there of Gears of War 2. I was like, oh my God, if Gears announce a new game, I'm gonna lose my shit. And I feel like Gears needs that soft reboot treatment. Like they need the God of War treatment. And I saw that from the guy who created the Gears franchise, Cliff Blazinski, I believe. He said that Gears needs a God of War treatment. Like it doesn't need to be a full reboot that we need to start the franchise, but it needs like a soft reboot enough for the franchise to continue as a sequel. But at the same time, it doesn't have to correlate to all what happened on the Gears franchise. And I feel like that's like the best move that Microsoft needs to make right now. Because if Call of Duty, again, this Call of Duty did not, this Modern Warfare 3 doesn't feel like it was a success. Do you feel like it was a success?
I honestly don't know, because talking to other people, they're like, I'm pissed I wasted the $70 on it, but I'm having fun playing all these nostalgia maps. And then I asked him, like, what if they did it for MW, like the old MW3? It's like, let's make an MW4 with MW3 maps. And they're like, yeah, I think I would buy it. So I think you're underestimating how much people like multiplayer. Like I agree with all the criticism you said about campaign. But I think Call of Duty's vision right now is just like multiplayer, and campaign is just an extra thing they add on. Maybe it's like an afterthought at this point.
Yeah, maybe I'm just being biased about it because I'm all about campaign driven, I guess. But I again, you still need that good balance. Like I last time I checked, like Black Ops 4, did it ever become like a big deal for everybody? Did everybody enjoy playing Black Ops 4, or everybody was like what the fuck is this?
I don't remember. I played it a lot, but I didn't like the zombies in it. I like Black Ops 3 zombies more. It felt very rushed, the zombies, and that's like one of the. I play multiplayer in zombies. It didn't even have a campaign.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. Exactly. There's no campaign. It was just multiplayer and that. Now they tried making a battle royale in it. They called it like Blackout. I actually enjoyed it more than Warzone, but my issue was like they had the UI. The UI was so trash. Like picking up weapons, like from the ground or from a dead body, was so complicated.
Really? Why?
A lot of people like got it was not intuitive. It should just be like I just used the D-pad and press A to pick up, and it was not intuitive like that. I had to press like multiple buttons to open the person's like backpack, and then go through it. It was not intuitive, and that turned off a lot of people. And they're like, F this, let's just go back to Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think Fortnite had the formula down for battle royales at that point.
I guess, yeah.
But I actually enjoyed Blackout. I thought it was one of the better battle royales. And then they ended up fixing all the complaints that people had about it. But at that point, people were like, I don't want to try it again. I'm just going to stick to Fortnite. And I was like, okay. But I honestly enjoyed it. I told people, I'm like, if anyone wants to play Blackout, I am down. But I mean, I don't even know if the servers are even alive anymore. But back in the day, I was like, I like the gun mechanics. I think Call of Duty has like one of the best gun mechanics. Yeah. And I think that's why people like wanted Warzone. Because they're like, it had like, if you play Fortnite has Bloom. I don't know if you know what that is.
No, I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, so you know how you have like the reticle? It's like a circle.
Yeah.
So Bloom is that your gunshot can shoot anywhere in that circle. And versus like in COD, you have like the center of the dot. Yeah. And that's typically where your bullet will go. Now, obviously, like the further distance, there's like a drop off and stuff. But with Fortnite, they had Bloom. So it was like, the center of my reticle can be like, let's say like on your arm. But like if there's like a piece that's like outside of your arm, there's a chance that shoot to that piece that's out of your arm and not damage you. Even though the center is like on a hit frame or like a hitbox. So that's why like a lot of people sometimes will like argue that like they don't like Fortnite because of Bloom, because it's like it doesn't promote you like having good accuracy. Right. If you can randomly not hit, the hitbox because there's like a part of it that's not on the body. So like there's an argument for that. That's why I kind of like Apex more, and also Apex is more like fast action. Yeah. In my opinion. But yeah, I think they're just gonna stick to multiplayer. I would not be surprised if they did a remake of Black Ops 2, which is weird because not even doing a remake of Black Ops 1. But if they did a Black Ops 2 remake, I doubt they'll add a campaign. Even though I like Black Ops 2 campaign because it was like the one where you like your choices change the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like
I think they're just gonna be like, we have, multiplayer. Remember these maps?
no.
Remember Nuketown?
Yeah, oh my god, Nuketown was the best. Nuketown was the best. No, I really hope they don't go that route. I really hope it might look like that. I guess time will tell, but I do not agree with the way they fast track to make this game. Like to make it like this in a year, like bro, like you could have like linger Modern Warfare 2 a little bit lot more. Like you could have just continue and add more DLCs and expansions. In fact, this game itself feels like an expansion itself, like it's a DLC. Doesn't feel like it's a brand new game. So yeah, they could have just like developed a little bit, a lot longer and linger on it. But I don't know. Maybe it's because they see something that we don't see. Maybe it's because they're trying to capitalize and capture as much as they can with this whole battle royale theme, and maybe like they see like there's gonna be an imminent end to it. So maybe I'm just speculating. Maybe that's why they're rushed it immediately and have it like right there on the spot. I just hope there's not a Call of Duty game releasing next year. I just hope there isn't one. Give one more year of break at least, because otherwise it's
some breathing room.
Yeah, give that breathing room. Otherwise, you're gonna have the fatigue, and people are just gonna be like, "I'm done playing the same thing, man. I'm done." Like give us some time. But I don't know. That's just me saying. Your over thoughts. Do you believe that Modern Warfare 3 overall flopped, or did it actually reach expectations, or it was mid at best?
I think it's mid.
Okay.
The maps are just for like nostalgia, but it's not worth the $70. I think it could have been like Destiny, where it's like, oh, we have this expansion,
right?
Like literally like launching the game and just start like hop into the game. I was like, this is just MW2. It's not. Yeah.
See, for
there's nothing that made me go, wow. I tried the zombies and it's just, again, you don't really play multiplayer. It's like DMZ, which is just like there's like NPCs on the map and you just like do like missions or stuff. But now instead of like, well, I guess not instead because they still exist, because like in DMZ there's like hostile NPCs that try shooting you, whatever. They also left that in the game, but now there's zombies around the entire map. So now it's like, oh, try to collect this data, and then zombies appear and try to like hit the server or stuff like that. And then you have to, kill the zombies, make sure they don't break the server. Yeah, it's not good.
Well, I guess we'll see. Like me, I haven't played it. I can only base my opinion based of what I'm hearing and from based on you and whatnot. At best, I feel like, I guess you can say it's mid to flop. It's around that little range, because I feel like they could have just hold that game a little bit longer, and they could have developed a little more. And the nostalgia factor is good, but how long would that nostalgia factor will last? At one point you're gonna be like, oh my god, it's so happy that I get to replay this again. But for how long you're gonna be happy like that? That nostalgia factor is only, it's a hit or miss. So like, I don't know.
Sometimes it's a miss because like I'll be playing with my friends and then they're like, oh, I hate this map, and it's like, so now they're still having like, they're not having fun because they're playing the old map that they didn't like before, and now it's exactly the same. So it's like, it's nostalgia. It's exactly the same. Yeah, it's the same map that you hated.
Exactly. So
I
don't know.
But you know what? I will say this, maybe to put it into more perspective, is so the maps back in the day, which means like the 16 maps that you added, they're like 3-lane maps, right? You have like a top lane, middle lane, bottom lane. And I think people miss that a lot, because with the newer maps, they have to make it with Warzone in mind. So they don't have like the new maps be like a 3-lane map. It's more like we have to like put all this stuff for like the Warzone, because all they do is either put it in Warzone and then put it in multiplayer, or do the opposite. They put it in multiplayer and then they add it to Warzone when they change the map or whatever. So they have to make the map in mind to fit both. And so I think a lot of people are having fun now because it's like, oh, there's 3-lane maps.
Yeah.
And that's like the Call of Duty feel. You know, it's like, because you play what, like Domination, right? It's like, or Capture the Flag. There's like 3 like places you go because there's 3 lanes. And with the, you know, the new maps, because of Warzone, it didn't feel like there's 3 lanes. It's just like, here's 3 random flags with no coherent strategy on how to get them. And so I think that's why a lot of people like the old maps, because it's like it was built just for multiplayer with no Warzone in mind. And I think that was like the formula people got used to. And then now people hate, you know, the new maps.
Right.
And they love the old maps. That's why it's a very nostalgic, because they, this is a 3-lane map again.
There's no, all I'm here is like, I complain, but I love it. I complain. It's like very toxic relationship where I'm listening to right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if people love it, that's fine. I'll hate it, I'll dislike it, but if people are having fun with it, that's, you know, that's all good. Guys, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts about Modern Warfare. Do you think it was a flop? Do you think it was a success? Do you think it was mid? Let us know, and, you know, we'll try to comment it. We're gonna wrap this up right here, right now. We're getting a little bit over time. Last thing I will say for everybody who's listening, Pokemon DLC, the Indigo List Part 2 of the DLC is set to be released on December 14. It was announced just recently. December 14 is going to be the last part of it, which is like, all right, pretty cool, I guess. We don't know much about it other than, you know, you're going to go against people from the Unova region battling to this. I don't know if this DLC is going to take it to Unova, or I'm pretty sure it's just going to be playing right there in the wherever the ship is on the big ass boat. We'll see, I guess. But if anything, this is gonna be a clear indication that we're probably having a chance to have either a Legends Unova or a remake of Black and White or a sequel to Black and White. Like, it's heading that way. It's probably gonna be the next Pokemon franchise game that's happening, gonna be set release next year. Those are my thoughts. You have anything behind it?
No, I'm gonna take your advice and wait till it comes out to play both DLCs back to back, because I still haven't played the first one.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna take your advice.
Just wait. You're not gonna be disappointed if you wait. You know, it will be worth it. Trust me, if you play it right now, you'll be like, fuck, all right, I want to play more. And now I'm gonna have to wait. Just wait. It's definitely worth the wait. Before we wrap this out, is there anything else you want to say?
No, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be back and hope to do some more vids with you.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming up to the show. And guys, thank you guys for tuning in. And don't you forget to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast, or you can also search it at awgcpodcast.com. That's where you guys can check all my latest episodes. You can also check the audio version on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio as well at Wolves and Music or the Lone Wolf Podcast, and search at A Wolf in Geek's Clothing. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experience. If you got a specific topic that you want me or Mike to cover, please let us know in the comments down below. We'll do our best to talk about it on the next episode. Please be sure to follow Mike on his YouTube channel at Mike Phoenix Hero. I'll leave the description and the link down below. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace.